Hey, folks. I'm Maxwell Damage. This is Disco Elysium. I really didn't want to make yet another video
Good. What can I help you with?
about this talking, but I really need to get through it. Joyce, I've got some more questions about reality. All right, we're not getting that. We're not getting that. All right, that's enough of reality. You're on a boat. Why, yes, I am. She looks at the deck under her feet. Green and white sails flutter underhead. Does she have a name? The boat? No. It is called Cordelate 19 because that's the kind of sloop it is. Okay, but what kind of boat is it? You just said that. It's a pleasure craft, a 19 pacer. It also happens to be rated for Category 1 racing, though these days I mostly use it for business. All right, how do you like it? My sloop? I like it a lot. Her lips curl into a wry smile. It's the eel's hips, baby. I'm enjoying this part of the interview. It has so little to do with the murder we're investigating. Kim, if you're going to back us up on being unorthodox, back us up on being unorthodox. Do you have a license? Officer, I assure you, I'm a highly qualified pleasure craft operator. The crowns of her teeth are porcelain, white as the boat's hull as she smiles. Qualified pleasure craft operator? So charming. Where's the damn license? I just renewed its safety inspection last month, officers. It's completely seaworthy. In fact, it's taken part not in one, but two insulindic regattas. Even finished once. What happened the other time? The other time I would have finished the race were it not for an urgent work matter. Much like the one I'm on now. Still need to see a license, ma'am. Actually, you don't. I police. What do you mean? The Wayfarer Act specifically denies the RCM the authority to demand anyone's operator license. It's a little known fact among us law officials. Wait, exactly how little known is this fact? I was just being polite. Even school children know the Wayfarer Act. Makes sense, I guess. No, we're not. Okay, forget the stupid Wayfarer Act. I had another question. About the boat. Yes, and not a lot of people on boats, are there? Of course there are. We're on an archipelago. How else are you supposed to get around? Wait, we're on an archipelago? Yes, we are. We are on Lucayo. Um, hmm. I thought we were in Revachol. We are, and the city of Revachol is on the Isle of Lecaillou. Lucayo. I haven't seen anybody else sailing. I haven't seen anyone else drive a souped-up Capri Kinema motor carriage either. Actually, the lieutenant gets immediately defensive. That motor carriage has been specifically issued to serve as a patrol and pursuit vehicle. Is for crossing long distances in the greater Revachol Industrial Harbor. Is not a toy. Neither is this. A toy, I mean. It's a machine for crossing long distances in the Bay of Revachol, between the city and the islands. All right, I think I have a handle on the boat thing. Good. Tell us about this alleged drug trafficking. It's quite straightforward. Someone is using Terminal B to smuggle raw ingredients from the Sumerian Isola into Revachol with the Union's blessing. Wild Pines has suspected it for years. Ingredients for what, Mom? Meth and dextroamphetamine, GBL, various synthetic psychedelics. Honestly, it might be quicker to say what you can't make from the stuff. The materials come to Samara to Revachol through the terminal. Yes. After they clear the terminal, we lose track. The actual production is taking place at various sites in and around the Jamrock quarter, north of here. Wild Pine seems to be well apprised of the local drug trade, madam. Do you mean to say the Union also produces the product, Sells drugs, I mean. We're in logistics. It's our business to know. And no, as far as the company knows, the union does not produce it. They transport the ingredients. For a cut. And you want us to investigate. Yes, but you won't get anything out of Everard or the Dock Workers Union. Still, she raises one bony finger. Every chain has its weak link. Am I gonna need bolt? What do you mean? The lorries. Someone needs to move the ingredients from the arbor into the city. Once they reach Jamrock, they're distributed to a network of local manufacturers, well beyond our grasp. But in transit, they are vulnerable. Perhaps you've noticed that a number of lorries are tangled in a traffic jam at the roundabout just now. Interview the drivers who are still hanging about. One of them might be waiting for a crucial shipment. She gives you a knowing look. Her irises are light green, like the River Esperance, in bright daylight, upstream, where it's clearer than here. Less pollution. I'll be explicit. If you find this driver, I will share company secrets with you. It's no coincidence the lorries are stranded there like that, is it? No. We asked the East Motor Track to raise the drawbridge. The road company is a partner of one of our subsidiaries. However, she pauses, looking outward towards the sea. This is a limited time opportunity. Once the complaint has been processed by the trade committee, they'll have no choice but to lower the drawbridge, and the operation will continue. She looks north to Jamrock. Thousands of liters of raw ingredients will pour onto the streets of Revachol. Not the east across the river, but the west. The vulnerable, the wary. At least this solves one mystery. What is that, Lieutenant? Why, I had to call the East Motor Track and beg them to open the drawbridge for me. I'd wondered since I first drove in on my motor carriage. I'm sorry for the inconvenience, Lieutenant Kitsuragi, but we need them trapped here. This is a unique opportunity. I'm sure you understand. What proof do you have that the union is involved? How do you think they're financing this strike? There are thousands of unpaid dock workers going strong for the 4th month straight. There was a shakedown of local businesses preceding the strike. Many were squeezed to bankruptcy to fund it. With all due respect to those desert cacti, the contents of a few cash registers cannot provide for 2,000 men. The local businesses can scarcely provide for themselves. So you think the strike is being funded with the drugs? Precisely, smuggled out of that gate at night, most likely. Then loaded onto lorries and driven to Jamrock. You simply need to find one driver who will open up to you. Why not sooner? We did on more than one occasion. Apparently, there's some sort of inter-precinct disagreement about whose jurisdiction this area falls under. Oh boy, the pissing contest. We know the junk company has launched its own probe into the union's alleged involvement. We also know it's come up empty. It's not just the RCM. No one has been able to find any hard evidence. Well, she smiles and points. Here's your chance, officers. Well, let's discuss something else for now. I'm not going to commit to this. And I'm not going to ask for money, so that's it. All right, folks. I am little, if not... Thank you. Copyright music. I am little, if not committed to my craft. And sometimes a bit of a method actor. All right. Don't look at me like that. It's 15 o'clock somewhere. What's that? Looks like there was more construction here. Once. Decades ago. Alright. What have we here? Oh. Yeah, you better keep walking. I don't know. Inside the frame of a motorcycle in repair. And the tools used to disassemble it. Skills. What's the skills button? Our character, C. Okay. What do we need for what I would like to do? I have 2 skill points. So we are going to end up mostly supplementing our intellect by smoking. I know, that sounds terribly logical, doesn't it? What's currently raising our inland empire? Oh, the deck tie, of course. How crazy is this playthrough going to get? I don't know yet. I wonder what would have happened if I would have succeeded that roll. Nothing anywhere near as glorious as that failure. Oh boy, okay. We are going to take a point of interfacing. And leave that other point where it is for now. We have another thing going on. There's a girl up there. Did she spill the paint? Is that another Domstad? It's locked. Okay, maybe it's time we finally go back to Garth for the key. This is a wall on the side of an apartment building. This is a wall we are not going to mess with. Oh gosh, I didn't mean to go here yet. I forgot how these things are interconnected. Garden hose. This won't be of use until the snow melts. Hey, you might have had an angle up there. Chairs and tables eaten by rain and rot. Another splattering of bullet holes on the wall. The spread pattern of these bullets makes your chest ache. Your breath goes heavier. You peer into the faded marks in the stone. They peer back like an endless row of tiny black holes. Sweat starts trickling down your brow. Are those all? Oh. Oh. Your chest feels tight. Looking at them, it's closing in. Caving in ever tighter, your breathing grows even heavier. You okay there? Kitsuragi's sudden voice cuts like a blade, bringing you out of the stupor. Started feeling really bad there for a second. Might be the after effects of your past escapades. What are you looking at? Well, these look like what we saw before, but they also don't. Bullet holes generally look the same, so probably. He leans in to inspect the wall. But you are right. More old bullet holes from the revolution. Man, how many people got shot during that revolution? Plenty. Plenty. There's a basement here. That's an important basement. We don't know that yet. What's going on up here? Must be another way into the building. A balcony with a view to the yard. And the hanging. It's been a week, and now they show up? Yeah, but the smoker up there could be a witness. You see a young man on a balcony nursing a cigarette. His eyes have been following you for a while.
Not looking for any trouble, officer.
He says in a quiet voice. Despite the cold, his shirt hangs unbuttoned on his frame. Why are you whispering? It sounds like you're already in trouble.
There's no trouble. I'm just speaking in a lowered voice.
He says, Sato voice.
I don't want to be seen talking to the gendarmerie, if that's okay. I just want to finish my cigarette.
It's the god of cigarettes and youth. Ask him if he's got anything of either to spare. Don't let him go. This could be your witness. The balcony has a great view of the whole thing. Hold on. Could I at least have a cigarette?
Apologies, but this is my last one.
He takes another drag and shivers. The god himself has denied you absolution. I'm really jonesing for one of those, though. Ugh. I didn't need it.
Absolution? I don't know that brand. I'm pretty sure you can get Astras at the Fritz.
Sing for absolution. Anyway, can't you just toss that one down?
I'm not sure that's a good idea.
Shut up and throw, kid. I'm very tempted to do that, just because I've never done it before. You're right, that was obviously a bad idea.
As you wish.
Forget I said anything. I might... Wait a second, did
Apologies.
the
but
game
this is my
actually
last one.
vocalize
I'm not
that
sure that's
drag?
a good idea. As you wish.
How have I never noticed that before? Actually, the gendarmerie really need to talk
Is
to
it
you.
really that important?
He asked Steve, adjusting his shirt. Like a nervous cat, he keeps stealing looks at the neighboring
All
windows.
right, but make it quick. Once I finish this cigarette, I have to run.
Can you tell me your name? We'll go to that later. Looks like you've got a good view of the Whirlings' backyard. Can you tell me anything about the hanging? I'd even go so far as to say the view is a little too good, my dear gendarme. Do you have an estimate of when the body will be taken away? We will remove the body as soon as possible. Now tell us, where were you last Sunday? Oh. He waves lazily with a cigarette. You already asked me that, didn't you? I asked you, but you didn't answer. I'm pretty sure I didn't. No, not you. He gestures idly, some more muscular type. The lieutenant takes out his little blue notebook and writes something down. And when did you speak to this more muscular gentleman? Last week? I don't know. Look. He looks around the courtyard again. Rain patters on the windowsills and dead houseplants. Too late to do them any good. You didn't answer the question. What were you doing last Sunday? He sighs. I had a friend over. What kind of friend? It was my Sunday friend. A Sunday friend? How intriguing. What's your friend's real name? Did he see something? He doesn't reply, gesturing no with the cigarette. Under the gray sky, the neighboring windows are streaked with rain. Someone hides behind a curtain. Those windows have eyes, and those eyes are watching, spying on you three. That's implied with other traits, but Half-Light is telling me more about this scene than I've seen from that angle. Can you tell me your name? My name? My name is Martin Martinet. Martin Martinet? Good. Good local name. Let's go with that. Yeah, I'm not beating that right now. All right, we'll talk later. No, we won't. He takes one last drag of his cigarette before stubbing it out on the balcony. Now, if you'll excuse me, I really need to get going. Oh. I get a minus for trying to get a cig. At least I didn't ask him to throw it. That would have been disrespectful even more. Can I do it? Gosh. Time to bring out your secret charm. Tears and begging. Show him your emotional side. Throw yourself before his very feet like a dog. Yeah, that's not going to work. What do you want from me? That second line, it's probably a little too much from his past. You want me to cry? No, for God's sake, I don't want you to cry. He takes a quick step back and looks around, clearly disturbed. Listen, I really have to go. With a flick of his wrist, he sends the extinguished cigarette sailing over the rail. Oh, there it goes, wasted. You would have gotten at least a few good drags out of it. Good luck with the investigation. He walks away. A better roll there would have gotten it into this building. We were not so lucky. He's gone. The lieutenant puts away his notebook and turns to you. We should run after him. No point in running. Tenements like these often have multiple exits. If he doesn't want to talk to us, then he'll know how to hide himself. So we just give up? He could be a witness, him, or his Sunday friend. Either way, we need to look into that muscular type who's asking about our case. There has to be a way of getting inside the building. Once we've found a way in, we can ask around for his apartment. Great, let's do that. Huh. A stone, just like any other, lying in a whirl of sleet and mud. Maybe there's something under it. Turn it over. There's a key beneath it, rusty from the dirt. This must be for the front door. Pity it doesn't have the apartment number on it. This building has hundreds of apartments. How are we going to find the right one? We'll just have to go in and see. Alright, so he was supposed to signal us to that rock, and I am surprised that we got the option to pick it out, to be honest. What about this pallet? Ah. Alright. I still want the dumpster key from guard. Because reasons. Hey, are you different when I'm on this side of the fence?
Are you trying to sneak up on me? Come to slit my throat in my sleep.
Apparently, she doesn't like people standing behind her back.
Come to take me out. Trying to snuff me out.
Are you sleeping right now?
Don't you get fucking clever with me, pig! You think you're so clever?
Trying to sneak up on me.
Oh, I don't have an option now? No, okay. Alright, on the other side of the greenhouse, there are some things to investigate, though. Orange bum hat. Reaction speed. Rhetoric. Well, we don't have a hat, but I need my rhetoric. Oh. Clothes, that's what I'm doing. Orange bum hat. Feeling twitchy, bum brain. An orange beanie with a couple of big-ass holes in the side. Looks like it might have been used as a mask during an armed robbery. Oh, yeah, that really completes the ensemble. I even had our suggestion minus shirt off for that. It's a closed door, but you look at it suspiciously. Just because I know who it belongs to. These barrels are half full of rainwater. Can't do anything with the greenhouse? Alright. Maybe I want to get some visual calculus and start being a real cop. I don't know. Come on, Kim, keep pace. Wait. All around you, rain falls on the great city of Revachol. Rain drips from the eaves and floods the gutters, washing the filth away. The spring thaw must be here. The snow is melting. What am I doing? Looking up at the sky, cold water dripping from your hair. What do I see? Great sky like great battleships, clouds colliding with one another. Rain falls down on the world. How's it feel? Tastes like a cold beer. Your shirt sticks to your chest. The shoulders of your disco blazer grow heavy. The cold finds its way in under your skin. You shiver, and the city shivers with you. You're not dressed for this weather. You should get an overcoat or a patrol cloak. What's in the west? Sheets of rain over the water. A flight of stairs leading into the ocean. Wave after wave. Sea over bow. Washing the coast of Martinique with its motorboats and gently swaying reeds. The ruins of a half-sunken sea fort crumble on an inlet. Beyond the Bay of Revachol, ghosts rise into the sky. Who are you, ghosts? The skyscrapers of La Delta, the financial district. Faint golden light seeps from the office windows. What's down the shore? Urban coastline, rain dripping off eternite covers roofs. Cinder blocks left over from half-finished construction. A defunct research and development building once seized by revolutionaries. An old wooden church stands on stilts beyond the water. How about past that? Coal City. End of all lines. Run your fingers through your hair. Your hair is an oily mess, flecked with ash from neighboring coal plants. Smokestacks rise. Somewhere in the distance. How about the east? There's a frit on the corner. plastic coat is folded into a small triangle under the counter by the window. Beyond that, the strikebreakers have gathered. Great gates of the industrial harbor are locked. A chill runs down your back. You shudder like an animal trying to shake water from its side. Clench your teeth to stop shuddering. Behind the gates, heaps of supply crates. Blue and metal shipping containers slick with rain. The greater Revachol industrial harbor is an artificial mountain range. Immense wealth resides within, and immeasurable poverty in its shadow. And before that, you, on the Martinet Plaza. A small dot, looking up at the sky. Droplets form on your eyelashes. Beyond that, Elysium. King 3's passenger harbor. Cruise ships flanked by dock arms. Cranes watching over the mouth of the river distributary. What about across that? Courant, the lower middle class. Distributary after distributary cuts the city blocks in half. 7-story buildings trail off into the rain. How about beyond that? Silvery curtain of rain, the class divide. How about the south? A traffic jam. Rain thrumming on the roofs of the motor vehicles. Inside, drivers watch water streaming down their windshields. The statue of a king shudders. He too is cold. The canal bridge has been raised. And the other side? The road ascends. A raised motorway loops above the ghetto. Beneath its concrete columns, a sea of rooftops, roadwork, and tar stretches northward. 4-story buildings, as far as the rain can fall. The snows melt in Jamrock. What is Jamrock? Revachol is the capital of the world. Jamrock is the capital of Revachol. Droplets form on your eyelashes. It's home. Why am I not there? To be in Martinet, where no one goes? At the runoff point of a long-forgotten canal in the widest part of town? In the shadow of the day, the revolution failed. So what am I doing here? Standing in the rain, looking north, where Jamrock Rock City stretches inland. Where the hood at? Oh my god. I'm not reading that. Shudder, look further. In the rain-swept distance above the rooftops of Jamrock, a repurposed silk mill stands perched above the motorway exit. Precinct 41 hunches in the rain. It's the only home you have now. But you can't go back. Not like this. Your vision blurs. You wipe your face with your hand. The rain stings your eyes, making you look up and blink. What's in the north? Cape. Okay, so this game has given me conflicting cardinal compass directions in a few different areas, and I am kind of bothered by that right at this exact moment. Capeside apartments. Tower blocks crowd over one another. 446mm bullets still lodged in their war-torn stone walls. Hallways collapse from the mortar hits of a war that was lost long ago. Clotheslines go to waste in the rain. Radios play. How about closer to here? A yard. Rain falls onto the roof of a woodshed. Coal leaks into a puddle beneath a dead man's feet. He swings from a tree, bloated. Droplets of rain slip from his cold cheeks. What is above? Coalition aerostatics hang like apparitions under the cloud cover. Way up there where rain forms, rotors flutter silently. Your sight clears. Motherfucker. This rain will not let up anytime soon. You should get a raincoat. There's a frit to the east. They sell them there. All right. Our shit has been duly compressed. Shit is compressed. There. +6. I was gonna say, if I still fail, I am gonna... As you breathe in, the odor comes over you. It's a spell of the mind telling you to run and your stomach to wring itself empty. With your hands at your sides and your eyes squinting, you just stand in it. This delicate machine, ready for picking. Instinctively, you crack your fingers. Do they always do that? They do after 7 days, yes. We're deep in decomposition here. Step closer. The man before you is naked, but for a pair of underpants and enameled boots. His skin is greenish, marbled with decaying veins and blotched by lividity. A fading web of tattoos covers his chest and shoulders. The cargo belt used to fasten him to the branch above appears industrial in strength. Alright, how about those boots? The material appears to be ceramic. Its clean white stands in stark contrast to the decaying flesh above the knee. The man wore thick polymer socks, probably for padding. A fine array of interlocking plates covers them. Delicate and fragile, they feel alien to the world around you, out of place somehow. These are clearly not boots. They're armor, possibly part of a larger set. I'll even voice that. This is the armor he was stripped of. Indeed. With his notebook under his arm, the lieutenant crouches to inspect the soles. Technically speaking, these are sabotons, not boots. What kind of armor? Ceramic plate. Zirconium dioxide, most likely. This is where the make would be. Where? Under the heel. Fairweather... Fairweather armor. Yeah, that's a great name. Fairweather model D500VE. I'm guessing that's vitreous enamel. This is advanced stuff. Where's the rest of it? Scavenged? Piece by piece. He's been out here for 7 days. It would be odd if they didn't. We should keep a lookout for these pieces. The armor could yield information. He nods towards Kuno. Maybe he'll know something. If you wear those pieces, it will help me protect your mortal coil. Why? Does my mortal coil need protecting? Yes. Bullets will fly. They always do. And the coil is fleshy and mush and permeable. Cast it in ceramic shell. Resist death. Understood. Material just looks out of place here. It is. It's expensive. Lieutenant draws a line in the condensation on the ceramic with his index finger. We've requested similar materials for our tactical units for years now. The constabularies deemed it too costly. In that time, we've lost 6 men to semi-automatics. How much are we talking about? For a full set? About 4 years of wages? Ka-ching, baby. By ka-ching, do you mean, he tilts his head, let's not log them as evidence? Let's steal them? No. That is not what I meant. Of course, he nods. The lieutenant nods often. It's part of his unplastic expression range, communicating both professionalism and sarcasm. This time, the latter. I don't know, let's be more honest. We are going to take those boots. That is what ka-ching means, yes. It means disciplinary hearing. Lieutenant nods, wiping his finger on his sleeve. How could this man afford such expensive hardware? That's for us to find out. He checks his note. Mr. Gar implied he was security personnel for the harbor company. This confirms my own assumptions. Initial report? Just something I scraped together from my station. An area report on Martinet. I'm sure you did the same. Yeah, I just don't remember it. Yeah, I'm sure I did that, totally. You look pretty advanced for a security guard. I agree. This equipment is way beyond what a guard could afford. Knock on it. A small bell-like sound fills the air, like tapping on the side of a porcelain cup. Suddenly your biceps coil up. Your elbow is sharp and cocked for a punch. Punch it harder. Your fist connects to the boot with the same ding. The sound does not appear to get louder. The only difference is a barely audible click underneath. Sounds like the end of a long dice roll. Lieutenant cups his ear. Did you hear that? A click? Yeah, like dice rolling. This is a kinetic redistributor. It spreads the incoming energy horizontally from plate to plate. When the plates connect, there's a click. That's the sound you heard. He points to the toe. You see these lines? Faint organic lines cover the plates where they separate into smaller ones. These plates then divide into smaller plates until there are hundreds of them all together. Does it come off? The stench fills your nostrils. As you push downward, an ominous creaking sound comes from above. Thump! The lieutenant's voice is sharp. He looks at you with the boots under your arm.
Pig's gonna pull his head off!
Brutal! I'm sorry.
Brutal!
What? Even the mongrels can see you're about to pull his head off.
Do it, Hop!
Psh! I'm gonna pull his head off, right? Yes, that's what I said. You'll compromise the coroner's case if you do, so please don't. What are you trying to achieve anyway? Why are you hanging on that boot? Are we not detectives? There may be clues inside the boot. Maybe we should concentrate on what's outside the boot and leave what's inside to the boys of processing just this once. Besides, he taps on the boot, there is no way of getting them off. All the organic matter in his body has been flowing down into the boots. They're fused to his feet now. Why do you think the locals haven't scavenged them yet? You're sure there's a way to peel them off, but first the body needs to be down, and second, it would probably be better if the lieutenant wasn't around. I kind of want to go for the overproductive honor glands, but I think we may have already messed that achievement up. And let's face it, I would rather get all the armor on this playthrough. We are a physical character. We are going to do some dumb things. We probably need that armor. Sounds like a plan. The anticipation makes you crack your fingers. It feels nice. Nice and cracky. I'm not going to ask. Okay, got it. Processing will take care of him. With the situation in the morgue, it will yield nothing. But we must pick our fights. He looks towards the boots. Should we continue? Back off, look at the corpse. How about the belt? The hangman's knot is pulled tight by the weight of the corpse below. Yellow, hard-edged polyester cuts into his neck. Above, a sliding buckle ties the belt to the branch. Oh my, there's something on the belt. A familiar word that speaks to the thirst within you. What was that? A word? Vermilion, in yellow letters along the length of the twisting cargo belt. Only a deep longing for vermilion golden spirits lets you decipher the fading logo of the local brewery. This is a bad time for a drink, right? Extremely. What kind of rope is this? Industrial strength. The kind used for tying cargo to lorries. I can't come up with anything other than a harbor. Yes, it looks like they used what was on hand, paying no attention to not incriminating themselves. So we're still assuming that the dock workers did it. I'm still approaching this as a lynching, yes, motivated by the ongoing strike. He politely raises an eyebrow. You? We have nothing that suggests to the contrary yet. Makes sense. Believably mundane. 70% of the cases I get are just filling in blanks in on the initial report. He covers his nose. This belt worries me. Sure wanted him to stay there. Polyester seems strong. It's not merely polyester. It's steel reinforced. He rises to inspect it. See these lines? Excuse me. This is where the wires run. I see rabbets for more than 20 strands. This makes getting him down much more problematic than I had assumed. How did they even get him up there? A noose is one of those things that's easier to use one way around. He points to the buckle. Did they climb? We already know they didn't. The ladder can't carry a grown man. I didn't see any splintering either, did you? I think they lassoed the branch, then pulled on the belt to close the buckle. Okay. I can buy that. Inspect the tattoos. An intricate web of blue lines stretches across the torso, from the right shoulder to the solar plexus. Each time they intersect, a small white star is formed in their crossing. Hundreds of these fading asterisks riddle his skin. Their concentration is highest around his heart. Is this a map of the night sky? A map of the stars? He turns around to breathe before inspecting it closer. I do see some similarity to astronomical charts. Great century Messinian, maybe? But this seems more particular, customized somehow. As if someone left out most of the night sky, filtering it through personal choice. The principle of this filter remains unknown to you. The thought dissipates and you feel as if you were only half right. Yeah, I'm missing something here. So am I. A sudden ringing fills the air as the lieutenant pulls down the zipper of his orange bomber jacket. He wears a wide leather belt around his waist and a gun holster under his arm. He takes a thin piece of milled aluminum from his coat pocket and pulls it open. Sounds like a sword being unsheathed. A small lens appears, some sort of camera. Let the lieutenant work.
Shit, Kodo! What the fuck is that?
An instant color camera. He produces two metal-capped ampules and clicks them into place on the side of the apparatus. A thin slot shines there. I only have 2 ampules, so nobody move. I don't want to waste one. He points the camera at the corpse, peering into it. The lens needs adjusting. Then... a sound, a shrill flash, followed by the breaking of a small ampule of glass. You see streams of color pour onto the thick, glossy piece of paper rolling out. On it, a color-perfect copy of the dead man's tattooed chest. In case we need it, the lieutenant says and shakes the paper, letting it dry in the cold wind. Cool machine. Yes. He slides the camera closed and tucks it away on his belt. It is pretty cool, isn't it? There is 1 ampule left, and only 1. Use it wisely. What do we need this for? It contains insights to the victim's person. By his build, I would say that this is a man of physical violence. The story he wanted his body to tell was important to him. It is his letter to us. Someone should decipher it. We'll need to show it around. Can I have it? I should look at it later without the corpse smell. Sure. Don't lose it. He hands you the piece of rolled up photo paper, no larger than a pack of cigarettes. Squint and take a step back. As you narrow your eyes, the monster before you blurs into a violent mess of green and pink. Observe. Only the lower extremities are pink with a dash of blue. His fatted hands are thighs and neck just above the noose. The rest of the corpse appears dark green in the cold spring air. I'm squinting, Kim. Why am I doing it? How should I know why you're squinting, officer? His face and hands are pink, thighs too. The rest is greenish. Oh, you're trying to assess lividity. Relax. The monster comes back into focus, an explosion of color coursing with dark marbled veins. His stomach appears pregnant with something. Black liquid streams down his thigh and onto his boot. So what do you think? Something is coming out of him. A pool of blood and feces is eaten into the frozen mud below the man's feet. Purge liquid is dripping into it, drop by drop. The victim appears to have contained no more than half a kilogram of digestion at the time of death.
The fuck's he saying? Psh, talking about shit!
Yes, I am shit-talking, small child. I'm very tempted to just yell at the kids, but that's not going to accomplish anything, is it? Maybe he went to the toilet sometime before death? Maybe. He doesn't really want to dwell on it for too long. He's beaten up. See the bruises? I do. But most of them are post-mortem. Maybe even all of them. The delinquents have made our jobs easier. Or have not made our jobs easier with their little sport. Oh.
Stop talking in riddles, coin slot. He means you fucked him up good, Kuno. Fucked him brutal like.
I can't keep up with these two kids. I think he's dead. I agree. Totally dead. What is dead, anyway? He is. He points to the corpse. I don't know what to think. What do you think? I think he was upright immediately after death. Blood has gathered in his hands and feet. And his neck. He points to his fattened shin. The noose acted like a tourniquet, keeping the blood in his head. The hypostasis here is in tune with a hanging. That's what I think. Something about it just doesn't smell right to me, if you'll pardon that. Could it still be he was moved after death? There's always a chance. We should check for ligament marks on his neck to see if they're in tune with the belt. We have to get him down first. How far into the video am I? We'll start with, how do we get him down? He stops to think, then checks his notes. Are you sure we've finished the preliminary examination of the cadaver? We might miss some of these things once he's down. That's a good point.
Fuck him up, Kuno.
Alright, I am going to finish my drink and start another video. Till then, folks.